Hello everyone and welcome to another random bits and pieces segment from my brain, and today we're back in time again with the Ottawa Senators as we are in March of 1993, about to tackle that month down. Uh, Now, if you're paying super close attention to the screen, you're gonna see that we are on March 2nd and not March 1st. The reason for that is that this is my second time shooting this video today. Earlier today, I did this video and I was right at the end of the video, and literally when I was right about to thank you for watching and to save the game, just maybe a minute before that, we lost power. So I lost all of my progress in the game. The video was still there, but the game hadn't been saved, so I had to scrap that. It's a shame too, because Jimmy Carson had a hat trick in that during that month in a game against Boston, and I thought it was pretty cool. So that's all gone now. That's why we have some news that are not looked at yet. So we're gonna take a look at that in just a second. Second thing I want to mention is Out of the Park Development released a patch a few days ago. It addresses quite a few things. It addresses some of the shots on goal issue that we've been kind of seeing in historical games. My understanding, though, is that they have to go and fix players manually, and I don't think they did for the 1990s players, at least in the footage that was scrapped from earlier today. I think we had 4 games where we allowed more than 50 shots on goal again, and I think one of the games was like 55-16 or something like that. So I think there's still work to be done. I think they're working on it. I just don't think that either you have to restart your game for it to take effect, or they haven't really fixed those players. I don't know. Probably, it feels like it's one of those things that maybe I would have to restart my game. So we're gonna have to focus on getting better players instead. Another thing that they fixed as well is that you have the opportunity now to turn off suspensions. I am not going to do that. I do like that suspensions are in the game. I just wish that they were toned down just a little bit. So maybe in the future they're going to put some kind of like a slider to adjust the frequency or something like that. That'd be awesome. But for now we're going to have to live with that. So, with all that being said, let's play this month again, at least for me. Alright, so let's take a look at those news here. So basically what happened is that the game auto-saved after March 1st, but it didn't save after that. So those are news from the day before. And Kirk Muller has 5 straight games with at least a goal. McGillney with a 16-point streak. And then Bruce Firestone is pretty unhappy with me because we didn't have a very good month. And again, he's gonna have to deal with it. It sucks to be him. He cannot fire me. You are stuck with me, buddy. Maybe good news. I know that one of my viewers is a Kings fan. Maybe good news for you that that footage got scrapped, because during that month, both Rob Blake and Luc Robitaille got hurt for a month. So maybe it won't happen this time. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking about what happened into what you guys cannot see, and let's go. So again, my personal goal is to get 35 points. So a win and a tie is gonna do it. And now we're playing the Sharks. That's a winnable game in my book. Let's see. So Jimmy Carson is on the 3rd line there, playing with Joe Dial and Dave Archibald. So let's go ahead and see what happens. And we lost 2-1. So not good. Not good. Oh. Look at those shots. 21-17. Definitely really low for what we're used to see. So Ray Whitney with 2 assists, first star. Joe Dial scored for us. He got the second star, and Sandis Azalinch with the goal as well. So Joe Dial scored, assisted by Dave Archibald. Oh, so the mandatory start of the month coach that's upset at the local media is us. So Rick Bonus is angry at the media. So looks like it's scripted. Seems like it happens at the start of every single month. So maybe try to make it less frequent and maybe a little bit more random or something like that. At least in my playthrough, it's been happening at the start of every single month apparently. All right. Zeno Cicerelli has a great game. 4 goals. Pretty good. And Selane was stopped against the Nordiques, so no points for him. All right, and Rob Murphy should be able to return soon. Next game is in LA. It's going to be tough. So we're on the Western, Canadian Western trip, so... All right, McGillney point streak of 17. Looking pretty good, my friend. Kirk Mutter, 12 straight games. Doug Gilmore, point streak of 14. All right, Rob Murphy is back. I got distracted for a second because English is my second language, obviously, as you can probably tell by my accent, and I'm not sure I had heard that expression before, champing at the bit. Not sure I had heard that before, so it got me sidetracked for a second. All right, so we have some waivers. I am not going to pick up Alain Cote. I am not going to pick up John Carter, and I am not going to pick up Colin Patterson either, so you can all go down. All right, so against the Kings, it's going to be tough. They have a great team, obviously. Their record is 44-15-5. Not going to be easy. They also trounced us 8-2 earlier in the season. And we lost 6-0. So there's not a lot to look at as far as we are concerned. Not a lot of offense. Kelly Rudy, first star, 26 save for the shutout. Wayne Gretzky, 2 goals and an assist. And Tony Granato, a goal and an assist. And they had 49 shots on goal, and we had 26. So for us, not a lot to look at. All right, looks like John Drews is back from suspension. Theo Fleury had a great night. Hat-trick, 3 goals and a 4-4 tie. All right, next game is in Chicago. That's going to be another tough one. McGillney is a point streak of 18 games. Mark Howe, 500 assists in his career. Pretty good. And Doug Gilmore, point streak of 15. All right, next game in Chicago. Let's see, Kirk Muller, point streak of 13. That's good. And Gilmore was stopped against the Jets, so that was 15 games for him. All right, in Chicago, they have a decent record, 34-24-9. It's going to be tough. They have like Ronick and Ed Belfour, Chris Chelios. Not going to be easy. Jimmy Carson back on the 4th line. He's having problems scoring. I'm cheering for Jimmy. I'm hoping he can turn his career around back with us. That would be a great story to have. All right, Ed Belfour in net. Gonna be tough. They beat us 5-2 earlier in the year. Oh, ooh. We lost 9-0. That one hurts. They scored 7 times in the first period. And yeah, that's where you see that like the fix for the shots on goal. Either I would have to restart, or it doesn't apply in the 90s, because Chicago had 64 shots on goal to my 20. So really, there's nothing else to look at here. It looks ugly each way you look at it, and we're just gonna click on the continue button and make that go away. Good game for Phil Housley, 5 assists. That's pretty good. Mogilny, point streak of 19. Selene had a hat trick. So everybody's doing good except for us. All right, now we have kind of almost a week off. We have 5 days off. So. Alright, so another star player is getting suspended, Matt Sundin, for 6 games. And Tim Kerr now has 400 goals in his career. Tim Kerr has really had a great season for Hartford, at least with goals scored. As we saw in the previous episodes, he's having kind of a Cy Young season. All right, Laurie Boschman, 1,000 game, and he got an assist in it. So playing with the Islanders now because we traded him. So our ex-captain, 1,000 games. Congratulations to him, and that's 3 assists in 7 games for him since we traded him. Big game for Pierre Turgeon, hat trick, 3 goals. Adam Oates, 600 points in his career. Pretty good. And now looks like the mandatory player getting hurt, helping a friend move. Those happen monthly as well. Looks like it's scripted. May I suggest that it gets kind of randomized and makes it a little bit rarer yet again. Hopefully, eventually it's gonna be heard. That's all stupid. Not stupid, it's all over the top. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that it's stupid, but what I really meant is that it's all over the top. It's happening every month. We don't see ever in the history of the NHL a player getting hurt helping a friend move once a month. Yes, off ice injuries happen, so maybe get some help writing a few different ones to have some variation a little bit. So again, it's for 2 weeks. So Keith Tkachuk this time is the Good Samaritan getting hurt. So this time Rob Brown, who was claimed by the Islanders. I wanted to claim him, but he was claimed by the Islanders first. Suspended for 6 games. Yeah, look at that. He's been having a good season with them. 235 points in 44 games. I could have used them. Brian, I only have me to blame for it. Brian Bellows, 12 games with a point. And that's 8 straight with an assist. Kirk Muller, 14 games with a point. And Mogilny was stopped by the Nordiques. They stopped a couple streaks this month. So that stopped at 19 games for him. Alright, so Brian Bellows, it point streak of 13. And that's a streak of 9. Pretty good. Kirk Muller, 15 straight games with a point. Luc Robitaille, 12 games with a point. Alright, and... okay, that's interesting. So I don't know if you see what I'm seeing here. So I wonder why that is. So in the footage that got deleted, Buffalo tried to pass Donald Dufresne through waivers, and I actually claimed him. And I'm going to claim him again. But if you look, Right now, he has a Sens jersey on it, so apparently some of the stuff stayed in the memory of the game somehow, because like the game is recognizing that I had him on the team already before, at least. So I wonder what happens if I try to claim him again. Hopefully it's not going to like break something. Alright, so I'm gonna claim Donald Dufresne. He's not all that great or anything, but he has one more year to his contract, so for next year he's gonna be a little bit like depth that I can have on my team in case of injuries and everything. Again, not an extraordinary player or anything, but he can play. He's on par with some of the players I already have, and like I said, if there's injuries or something like that, he can step in and, you know, maybe not be too terrible, maybe. So alright, so Joe Murphy. Oh, so Joe Murphy did not get suspended. So those of you who follow the hockey quite a bit, there's an old story about Joe Murphy and how he's now homeless and everything. It's kind of sad and everything. And they tried to give him help, and he's back on the streets, from what I understand. So it's a pretty sad story. And Doug Brown not suspended as well. So a couple plays that were reviewed, but no suspensions. And we have claimed Donald Audette. Donald Dufresne, not Donald Audette. I wish. Alright, so Donald Dufresne, I'm going to give him his number. But now I have one too many players, so I'm going to send somebody down, and I'm going to send him down. So if I lose him, I lose him. I'm not that big of a deal. But I'm going to send him to the minors, and he's there if we have injuries or next year or something like that. And now we're playing in Boston. It's going to be a tough game. They're definitely better than their 30, 31, and 6 record. They do have a lot of good players, so let's see if we can maybe get a win. We're sending Mark Lafleur in net, our backup. And we lost 4-1. So Joey Juneau with a goal and an assist, first star. Ted Donato, 2 assists. And Andy Moog, 27 saves for the third star. Got outshot 39-28. And Dave Archibald is our lone goal scorer with an assist from Paul Cavallini, which I got earlier in the season. A night to remember for Gary Roberts. Hat trick, 3 goals, no assists. So Bellows was, again, the Nordiques stopped another streak. So this time it's Brian Bellows that stopped. But Kirkmother did get a point. So his streak continues. Wow. Nordiques, the streak stoppers. Alright, Boston now plays for 500 after their win against us. Now we have another almost week off. Alright, so Gord Donnelly got suspended for 3 games. Brettel has 600 points in his career. Pretty good for the Golden Brett. Only 28, still has a lot of time to improve on that. Craig Jenney extends his assist streak to 8. Pierre Turgeon extends his goal streak to 5. Oh. Teemu Selanne has a torn fingernail, so he is day-to-day. Yeah, I can see where, I guess on the hands it would be annoying. I would think like on the foot it would probably hurt when you're trying to skate with the pressure of the skates and everything. So, alright. Okay, now it's Chicago's turn to have the kangaroo court rules, and Dave Christian is going to monitor that. So let's see in a few days who steps on the logo. All right. 5-goal game streak for Gretzky. and 13 games with a point for Robitaille. Right. Keith Primo had a hat trick, 3 goals. That's pretty good. 6 games with a goal for Gretzky. He had 2 of those against the Jets. But Robitaille was held pointless, so his streak ended at 13 games. Brian Benning is not being suspended. 6 straight games with a goal for Pierre Turgeon. And Craig Janney could not get an assist against the Sabres. His streak ended at 8 games. Alright, so Joey Kosher is available. I am not going to pick him up. If I absolutely wanted a face puncher, I would recall Mike Peluso. Nothing here that I really want to see. Alright, so... And I forgot to mention it at the start of the video, but we have Bradshaw that's still hurt, and he's not coming back this season. So hopefully he's going to be back next season. We need him. He's one of our better defensemen, even though he's not that awesome. He's one of the best we have. So... Alright, let's get a win here. At home against Boston. We were just rested for like 4 or 5 days. Let's get a win. Yeah. 8-1 loss. So we have not gotten a single point so far this month. So Vladimir Ruzicka, a goal and 2 assists. Joey Junot, 3 assists. And Ray Bork, 2 goals and an assist. Look at those shots on goal. 45-11. Yeah. Alright, Sylvain Turgeon, our lone goal scorer, 26th on the power play. Larionov got an assist, and Norm McIver. Ooh, lots of news. Alright, so Mark Tinordi, pretty tough customer, no suspension. Yzerman has a good night. He had a hat trick, 3 goals. Wayne Gretzky, goal streak of 7 and point streak of 12. Turgeon scored in 7 straight as well. If Gretzky can do it, Turgeon can do it too, apparently. He was a pretty good player, Pierre Turgeon, and he's only 23 in the game, so he's going to be good for a while. Unless he gets derailed by injuries or stuff like that. So Claude Lemieux had a good game as well. Hat trick, 3 goals. Point streak of 12 against the Nordiques. They couldn't stop that one for Vincent D'Anfous. 17 straight for Kirk Muller. Ooh, that one's gonna hurt. Yeah, Toronto's probably heading to the playoffs too with that record. Doug Gilmour is hurt. Strained shoulder, 3 weeks. Okay, he should be back for the playoffs at least. Alright. So CJ Young is the one who stepped on the logo. Yep. That's what happened. I called it. CJ Young is a point per game. 3 points in 3 games. And he's getting punished. Alright, so Jeff Bloomberg is available. I don't think I'm going to claim him. I already claimed the defenseman. So we're going to have to pass on that one. So next game's against the Rangers. Not going to be easy again. There's no easy games for the Senators in 1993 or 2019. Alright, so Glenn Wesley suspended for 7 games. Still haven't seen anything more than 7 games, so that ought to be the most. So Fyodorov had a good game. 2 goals and 4 assists, 6 points. Pretty good. Pretty awesome. 8 straight games with a goal for Wayne Gretzky, and point streak of 13. Yari Kuri did pretty good as well, with 4 assists. Danfus has 13 straight games with a point, but Kurt Muller's point streak ended at 17 games. This time it's the Blackhawks who have stopped the streak. Alright. Alright, Gord Donnelly is back from his suspension. So I did think that in the previous month, so the trade deadline is behind us, I did think that there weren't that many trades, although I will say that I was pretty intrigued with what the Washington Capitals did. So they really traded some assets to bolster their defense. That's going to be interesting to keep an eye on them for the next couple of years. I believe they really built kind of a very interesting defensive court. And they're going to have Olaf Kolzig in net. That's going to get better. So Washington might be a team to keep an eye on for the next few years. They might get pretty good. Of course, they have Peter Bundra up front that's going to be scoring goals and whatnot. All right. All right, playing the Rangers. Again, it's going to be tough. Oh, Rangers are not doing all that great. 34, 33, and 4. We've lost both meetings against them so far. Let's see what happens here. Mark Messier, 110 points. And we lost 42. Are we going to win a game this month? Alright, so Brian Leach was the first star with a goal and 2 assists. Joe Dial, second star for us with 2 goals. And Sergei Zubov had a goal. Shots 47-22, so again we got completely crushed there. So Jodial on the power play, and then at even strength. Oh, Pear Juice. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. He got hurt against us, and he's gone for 4 months, so you're not playing again this year, buddy. Mark Messier, 1,000 games against us. Pretty good feat. When you can play at a high level for that many games, that's pretty impressive. Oh, Pat Verbeek in Hartford is hurt for 4 months as well. Whew. You're not playing again this year, Verbeek. And Danfu's streak ended at 13 games. Alright, next game is against the Lightning, our cousins from the expansion. They have 5 more points than us. We can beat them. We need to beat them. Matt Sundin back from suspension. And then just a scouting report. Alright, so Dave King in Calgary might lose his job as the head coach. Flames are not doing too good, 27, 35, and 11. They've also had a lot of injuries, so that probably didn't help them. Gretzky, point streak of 14. And just another scouting report. Alright, we can beat Tampa Bay, so we need that win really bad. So let's get it. Let's get a win. It's at home too, so let's win this at home. And we won 3-2. Pretty good game. So Sylvain Turgeon with a goal and an assist, first star. Adam Creighton a goal, and Igor Larionov a goal and an assist as well. Alright, so we need just 1 more point to get to my personal goal of 35. Alright, so Turgeon short-handed from Darren Rumble and Igor Larionov. Then Larionov from Turgeon and Gord Deneen. Then Jamie Baker from Chris Longo and Kent Painter. Pretty good game. I forgot to look at the shots. Randy Wood suspended. So, suspended for 6 games. Rob Brown back from suspension. Kitty Rudy and Thomas Sandstrom pitch in at a local homeless shelter. So some Kings players doing nice things. So it is always good to see local athletes use their popularity and status for the good of the community. Today, Kitty Rudy and Thomas Sandstrom pitched in at a local homeless shelter, serving meals for hundreds of underprivileged citizens. It's the least we can do, added Rudy. I don't do it because I'm a member of the Kings. I do it because I care about the community. There's plenty of women and young children among these people, and giving them a hot meal uplifts me as well. Seeing the looks of appreciation on their faces makes it all worth it. Alright, so again, their personality traits are probably going to get boosted from that. Alright, so the next 3 games are on the road, and they're all going to be tough. They're all against good teams, so... Gretzky, 15 straight games with a point. Adrian Plavsic not suspended. Dave Laurie had a good game in St. Louis with a hat-trick, 3 goals. And Randy Ladouceur gave some money to cancer research. I always thought that Ladouceur was a very weird last name because in French it means the softness or the tenderness. So Randy the Tenderness. Doesn't sound very hockey player-y, you know? Doesn't exactly ooze of toughness. Alright, next game is in Montreal. It's going to be a tough one. Let's see here. Jimmy Carson still toiling away on the 4th line. Not being all that great. Oof, Sylvain Turgeon's played as a power forward and he's not very good at it. We're gonna need some backup on the team for next year. And thing is, and that's something you might not know, in the 90s, free agency worked a little bit differently. So teams had the tendency to hold on to their players a lot more. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to get all that many good free agents for a few years. So if I'm going to get something, it's going to be either through waivers or trades, or obviously the players that the Sens drafted. So that's where I'm going to get most of my stuff. Then by the end of the 90s and the turn of the 2000s, then, free agency is different. So we might be able to snag a couple good players there, but it probably won't happen all that much for the first few years of that sim. Alright, that being said, let's go ahead and beat Montreal in Montreal and make all of their fans upset. Maybe they're going to go trash stores or something. Nah, we lost 5-1. They might still trash Thors. Alright, so shots were 47-24. Looks awful again. Mathieu Schneider, 2 goals, 1st star. John Leclerc, 2 assists, 2nd star. And Kirk Muller, 2 assists as well. So who scored for us? Dominic Lavon, the power play with the lone goal for us. Memorable night for Pierre Turgeon. 4 goals. Awesome game, Pierre. That's good. Fedorov day-to-day with an injury. Hopefully it's not going to take him out of the lineup for too long. Pretty good player for the Wings. Yeah, we're at the point where Jeff Lazaro's playing on our first line, so I think Rick Bowness is just trying anything at this point. Alright, so let's go ahead and play in Buffalo. And they're sending Dominik Hasek as well. Alright, we did win a game against them. Let's see if we can do it again. And we lost 5-1. Again. Okay, so Shots again, 43-25, so we can't do anything to stop the shots. I tried to get a few defensemen, but it don't look like it changed much of anything. So Bob Corcom, a goal and an assist. He has a first star. James Black, goal and an assist. And Petel Svoboda with 2 assists. Who scored for us? Lonnie Loach, assisted by Thomas Jelinek. Wayne Gretzky, 16 straight games with a point. Pretty good. Oh, Jaromir Jagr, we haven't seen your name this month. What happened to you? 5 straight games with a goal, so you were just still doing your thing, huh? He's a goal a game. We don't see that anymore. Alright, Mikhail Pivanka, he had a hat trick. Alright, and then we have one more game for the month against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. It's going to be tough. So 7 straight games with a point for Gretzky. Alright, so we can beat them. We've beat them once, 5-2 before. Yeah, it's going to be tough. They're 54-16-6. Not going to be an easy game. Whew. And we lost 10-2. So we've seen in this month some of the worst losses we've had all year, and we are healthy. That's the scary part, is that aside from Bradshaw, we have absolutely all of the pretty much best players we have on the team. So it's not easy. It's tough. So Jagr, only 4 goals for him, so now he's more than a goal per game. Kevin Stevens had a hat trick with 3 goals, and Mario Lemieux only 5 helpers. Man, those guys are slacking. They can do a lot better than that. And the shots, of course, 57-22, so it's still too high. I understand the Sens are not good, but that's still too high. Alright, so Joe DL scored one of our goals, and Sylvain Turgeon. Paul Cavallini had 2 assists, and Jimmy Carson with an assist there. Good job, Jimmy. Alright, a night to remember for Jagr, 4 goals, I know. So if you look at that, he has 80 goals in 77 games. Goal streak to 6. 5 assists, so we all saw that because it all happened against us. Now, Alright, and I am going to simulate the 31st so that we can come back on the 1st. Wayne Gretzky, point streak of 18. Alright, development report. So Darren Madeley is the only one that got that lost something. He lost some puck handling, but he also gained some stamina. Oh, Jimmy Carson became a little bit more of a team player. Might help his rating as a playmaker. Alright, so yeah, he has 6 points in 17 games with us. Definitely not great, especially for the 90s, but he does have a little bit of an offensive flair. Well, maybe not. He's only a 6 playmaking. He can do it. I believe in Jimmy. Alright, so well, it was all Red Wings for the top performers of the month. Osgood and Yzerman. Alright, and now I'm going to save just right now, just in case something else happened. I've learned my lesson, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick look. So obviously we're dead last in the East with 34 points. We're still 1 point away from my personal goal of 35 points. Looks like Jeff Lazaro got hurt. But he's only going to miss a few days, right? Yeah. Oh, he has food poisoning. I've had that. Funny story, actually. Well, not that funny, so I guess I can just a little bit of a funny story. So about 6 years ago, I went to Dallas to see the Sens play in Dallas, and I went and ate at a restaurant the night before. I'm not going to name the chain because I don't want to potentially get into trouble or anything. So went to a restaurant and I got food poisoning. It was horrible. And the next day was the game, and I spent most of the game throwing up in the bathrooms of the American Airlines Center. So I missed most of the game. And then funny thing is, anyway, so I was married at the time, and we were gonna meet with my ex-wife's ex for their son and everything, and we were gonna meet into the parking lot of another restaurant that I'm not gonna name just in case. And I started to feel really bad, really, really bad. We were in there waiting for him to show up, and I just couldn't take it anymore, and I started to throw up in the bushes right next to the to the restaurant, and all I could think about was like people walking by thinking, oh my god, that guy just ate there and the food must be bad because he's throwing up on his way out. But that's not what happened. Anyway, that's a silly story. Sorry for the mental image, but yeah. So we had awesome tickets to it. It sucked so much. We were right behind the bench, the Sens bench, the away bench. Like we could almost smell the sweat on the players. And I spent more than half of the game in the bathroom. So yeah, cautionary tale: be careful at what you eat when you're out to go to hockey games. Right, so I saved. Now let's look at our stats real quick. It's not going to look good because we had a horrible month. We didn't score a whole lot. So, yeah, see, Norm McIver is our lead scorer, but he's further away from the point per game again. 63 points, and he's minus 40 now. Bergquist is minus 42. He does have 41 points, and he might reach the 20-goal mark, maybe. So maybe Jamie Baker as well. So, and here at the bottom we have Jimmy Carson, with his 6 points, which is still more than Doug Smale, who I wasn't able to trade, and I'm gonna lose him at the end of the season. He's gonna become a free agent, and I am not re-signing him. Alright, so that's what it looks like for us. Now, as far as the standings go, so we're going to look by conference. So obviously we're going to finish dead last with our 34 points. We're never going to catch up with the Raiders. After the month of November, it looked like we had a chance maybe, but things fell apart pretty quickly after that. And now we're officially dead last in the league. So at one point we were third from last, and I had some hopes for us, but yeah, that's not the case anymore. So even San Jose has more points than us. They have 35 and we have 34. So as far as in the league, so of course we saw Jagger has 80 goals. That's pretty impressive. Lemieux has 90 assists, and Gretzky is the best scorer with 155 points so far. Keep in mind there's about 8-ish games left to play per team, so there's still potential for more points there. Shots on goal are maybe a little too high there. Jagger with his 429 shots, that sounds high. I don't have the 1992-1993 stats pulled up here to take a look, but just my gut feeling tells me it's a little high. And of course, we don't have any leaders anywhere except we have Jamie Baker with 2 short-handed goals. He's 10th. And then in shots blocked, again, 223 shots blocked for Chris Luongo and 204 for Gord Dineen. And keep in mind, we're routinely giving up 40 and 50 shots on goals. So imagine if those made it through. That's too much. Too much traffic. Too much shooting. All right, folks, that's it for this iteration here. In the next episode, we're going to play out the month of April and the playoffs, and depending on how fast that goes, I might do the entire off season as well. We'll see. But for now, thank you for tuning in as usual. And if you've liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe. And until I roll this game again, see you guys next time. Thank you.